You don't own it. Life is kind of like a banquet or a buffet. There's all kinds of choices and you get to enjoy it. And since your time is limited, it's important that you choose the right things. Like a lot of people get caught up in like trying to prove things to themselves. They got hooked on a story that they can't get out of in terms of like what happened to them or being a victim or someone having power over them or them, whatever the story might be. And it's like going to the buffet and only taking the item that you hate and taking it over and over and over again because you're stuck in your story. I mean, life is meant to be like taking what you like and trying new things. I mean, sticking with what you like also, but not just taking the same thing over and over again that that you hate. But a lot of people do that. It's like they take the thing that they hate over and over and over again. And when I say you don't own it, I mean that the relationships that you have in life, the experiences, these are borrowed to you. I mean, love in some sense is eternal. Like you can remember people even that have passed and connect with their spirit even. But you don't own other people. See, what happens is people try to manipulate overtly, and then when that doesn't work, then they try to manipulate covertly, like through withdrawing of resources or withdrawing of attention or other kinds of things, or psychology or reverse psychology. But none of that works ultimately in the long run because people only choose to be with you if they want to be, if there's a soul connection. All the manipulation at the end just fades away. The truth really does out. And even though there is an aspect of like where withdrawal does make things seem more attractive because like the absence does make the heart grow fonder, that only works when it comes from a spirit of love and appreciation, that you want to be appreciated, you want to appreciate the other person, and not when it's meant to be a controlling type element. It only works when you are fine with having it but fine with not having it. Like when you really believe that like whatever life wants for you is good, it is yours. Like everybody has their own house or place to live, even if it's on the street, unfortunately for a few. But everybody has, their own food, their own clothing, their own family. If you have a job, their own job. I mean, everything is parceled out. Like even in the Bible, it says that God looks after every blade of grass. And it's true. Like everyone in life has a certain protection hanging over them. What's yours is coming to you and nobody can take it from you. That's why you don't need to fear other people. If it's taken from you, then it was not in your best interest, or God has something higher for you. Like I said, I'm becoming more, excited about change. Like I used to fear change, like that, if I'm losing this or I'm losing that. But now I feel like life is always getting better and better. And I feel like if something is taken from me, not that I'm happy about it, but I'm like, oh, okay, change is coming. What's coming next? If I've advanced to a higher level, then maybe what I had before is not enough. Maybe it's not fitting me, the right way. And to be happy and to continue to grow, maybe I need something else. So you don't own it is really, like you can't appreciate things if you're clingy and if you're holding on. Like if you... I'm laughing because this is going to be funny. It just occurred to me. If you go to that buffet and you just enjoy it, you're like, oh, this is such great food. You're thinking, oh, maybe I'll come back tomorrow or next week. But if you're like dying of starvation, it's like you're just wolfing it down and you're like, oh my God, I might never eat again. Then it's like you don't even really enjoy the food. It's just kind of like, out of fear and survival. So it's kind of like the same thing we go through life. Like if you're in a relationship with someone and you're like, I just love this person and I cherish every moment with them, but I want them to be happy also, and I want them to do what makes them happy. And even if someday them being happy is not being with me, then you're okay with that. Because just the idea of love and the feeling of love is more deep and more satisfying to mature people than possession. It's like you wouldn't want something that wasn't yours. You wouldn't want something that belongs to someone else. You wouldn't want someone to be with you that wasn't happy. I mean, if you're a mature person and you see the person's unhappy, even if they're doing all kinds of nice things for you, it doesn't make you happy. I mean, maybe if you're immature, you just don't care and you're just like, well, I just want to get my needs met. But once you get to a certain state, so it doesn't, these things don't belong to you. You don't own it. Like even Gibran famously says, your children are not your children. They're life's expressions of itself going forward. Like basically, we don't even own our own body. I mean, it's dust to dust. It's going to be taken from us. We did choose, I believe, to come into this body and to come into this life. So I'm not saying we're totally passive agents and that we have no control. We all have a sphere of control. Like we all live in the same world, so we have to share things. Like there's certain things that I have control over, there's certain things that you have control over, but it's a moment-to-moment thing. Like I might have control over it today, but I might not have control over it tomorrow. Or I might have 40% control over it, and then tomorrow I have 50% control over it. So enjoy everything that you have, make use of the things that you have, use the gifts and the items that life and God gave you, but remember, you don't own it.